All species are unique. Each has its own special body structure. Each has its own way of acting with its own kind. Each has its own way of acting with other species. And each has its own way of acting in its physical environment. Can you see a relationship between the way an animal acts and the kind of body the animal has? Dogs' bodies are made so they can run very well, but there are other things they can't do because of the way their bodies are made. The bodies of these fish help them to be excellent swimmers. A beaver can also swim, but not so well. Unlike the fish, the beaver's body is not made especially for swimming. But what if the pond dries up? The fish, the excellent swimmers, will die, even though there may be another pond only a few yards away. In contrast, when the first pond dries up, the beaver can simply walk over to the second pond and swim in that. The fact that the beaver's body lets him use more of the environment helps him survive. Let's watch some other species. What can these animals do in their environment that helps them survive? Scientists tell us that compared to other animals, apes are a very highly developed species. But look here. Which animal is the larger and stronger? Which animal runs faster? Which of these is better able to catch and kill other animals? Well then, why do scientists say that apes are highly developed? The advantage for the ape is the variety of activities apes can carry out. All animals use their environment, but as we look from fish to beaver to ape, we see that the variety of actions increases greatly. Some of the advantages the ape's body gives it are the ability to stand upright on two legs for short periods of time, and thus use their arms and hands, good vision, and a complex brain. All these things help apes to examine, manipulate, and use more of the physical world than other mammals. Have these developments been carried further elsewhere in the animal kingdom? Is there a species that uses its body structure to deal with the environment in ways beyond the abilities of even the cleverest apes? We know there is. Can you name that species? The way we humans use our physical environment is different from any other animal. In addition, we dominate, train, and use other species. What is there about the human body that helps us do all these things? Let's look at some characteristics other animal species have, which human beings have developed to a higher degree. Bipedal stance, the ability to stand and move with ease on two legs. Free hands with an opposing thumb. Vision that sees shape, that sees depth, and sees colors. In addition, humans have large and complex brains, which make it possible for them to do things other animals can't do. A bird can carry a worm or a piece of string. An ape can pick up and use a stick. A bear can catch a fish that he can see. But as far as we know, only people can decide that next Tuesday they will fish in a lake 200 miles away. Then use a worm, a piece of string, and a stick to catch fish they have never seen. The opposing thumbs of free hands, plus bipedalism, enable them to carry objects over long distances, and to use tools or weapons while standing upright to get a broad view of their surroundings. Opposing thumbs, plus bipedalism, plus stereoscopic color vision, enable people to judge the position of airborne objects and catch them in flight while running. Opposing thumbs, plus stereoscopic color vision, plus their complex brains, enable human beings to examine objects minutely, and thus to gather a wide range of information. All of these things also enable humans to make and use complex tools. What can we learn about and do to our environment because we use tools? Scientists think that many animal species that exist on Earth today are here because their bodies help them survive. For example, they developed claws or protective shells as part of their bodies. Our early ancestors, however, began using tools to help them survive. As the generations passed, our ancestors became better and better users of tools. A species that could make effective tools did not need great size, speed, or strength, but depended upon tools for its survival. If the human body needed a protective shell, tools could provide that. could give people the claws of a tiger, the vision of a hawk, the strength of an elephant, or the wings of an eagle. If we did not have tools, what things in this classroom would not exist? How have tools affected our relationship with other species? How have tools affected our relationships with other members of our own species? There is something else humans can do that apparently no other species can. Do you know what it is?
During a lightning storm, never stand under a tree.
Humans make and use languages. Not only can people learn many things about their environment, but with language, they can share knowledge with other human beings.
This brachypod indicates this area was at one time the bottom of the sea.
With language plus tools, people can protect themselves from the environment in complex ways.
There's a tornado coming about 1.5 miles straight south of where I live, going northeast.
We can use spoken language.
Symptoms appear.
About an hour. Is he going to be all right?
I know the problem and I can help you. I'm sure you'll be all right.
We can use written language. Language protects people.
If you mix these compounds, you will get a dangerous explosive reaction.
We anticipate some bitterly cold nights in those mountains, so your equipment should include sleeping bags that are well insulated and waterproof.
Language helps people get food.
These hills have never grown corn or wheat, but if you want to fatten cattle, they're about the best pasture land you can find.
In addition, with language, we humans can have experiences we have actually never had. We can dream.
Look, Todd, look at those clouds up there. One looks like a horse's head. Yeah, it really does.
With language, humans can plan for the future. To see what a difference this makes, let's look at some animals while listening to the language of people.
We'll plant the saplings this fall, and in 20 years there will be pine trees covering that entire slope.
Next year, you'll be going to high school, so you should begin thinking about what you want to be when you grow up. 2 years from now, a bridge will carry the interstate highway over the river at this point. Can you imagine the effect it's going to have on everything around here?
This is World Airways Flight 107. Would you give me a rating on the weather at Peking? Estimated arrival time, 13:30.
Human beings, the imaginative thinkers, communicators, walkers, tool makers. Humans alter and reshape and turn nature to special uses of their own.